Swayam Prabha. Digital India. Educated India.
Incubation Center at K.R. Mangalam University aims to foster the innovation culture in the country by enabling students to bring out their creative instincts and find solutions to the long persistent problems of our country. Let's find out more about it. The KEIC Foundation represents the pinnacle of fostering entrepreneurial and innovative ecosystem within the academic landscape of K.R. Mangalam University. Since the inception, the cornerstone of the Incubation Center is providing mentorship, funding opportunities, and the incubation space to our startups. We are glad to share that we are having the co-working space, the design thinking lab. We provide funding opportunities through government agencies and through many angel investors to our startups. Currently, we are having 22 startups under the aegis of KEIC Foundation. Out of that, many are into the foundation stage and many are pursuing their business. They have done their market analysis, they have done their pilot survey, and they are ready to launch their products in the market. The other initiatives under the KEIC Foundation, we are launching KEIC Mart. That Mart represents the students' ideas and the consumable products within the university community. That mart will be catering the requirement by the day-to-day requirement of the students, and that will be provided, and the manufactured stuff by the university startups will be showcased at the KEIC Mart. This mart basically helps the collaboration, the team working effect, and giving the hands-on experience to our students of the entrepreneurial venture, and they will be understanding how to launch the product, how to actually cater the sales, how to consider that yes, customer is the king. The university ecosystems help the students and other startups also to come under the aegis and make their real ideas into the tangible ventures. We are glad that we have received many grants from the government agencies like DST, MSME, ICSSR, and MOE. We are really thankful to Ministry of Education for supporting us and helping us in showcasing our work. We believe in providing aspired entrepreneurs with the holistic environment of creating their venture. Apart from giving the mentoring supports, we provide a lot of activities which are under the aegis of IIC, and some activities are designed by our own team to facilitate the environment of entrepreneurial ventures. We provide the platform to the students where they can attend workshops on IPR, they can attend the hackathons, they can attend the ideation classes or the sessions. So the environment which we have created in the university is very supportive to any budding entrepreneur. And I am very happy to share that our students are fitting it into the environment and they are just matching their ideas into the concept of Make in India by the vision of our Honorary Prime Minister. And university is supporting them to achieve those goals.
Startup ecosystem which has been developed by the Government of India is helping the country in an inclusive growth because of the schemes which are helping the rural poor and the rural population to develop their own companies. And the skills have been taken up by the skill ministry. So it's like a system where they're having a multi-pronged strategy. So they're skilling people and they're also asking them to have their own businesses so that the liability of the system towards taking care of these people is taken care of by they themselves. Besides the skilling, there is this risk-taking ability which is required to be nurtured in entrepreneurs. So we try to bridge the gap where the students and the rural populace is not aware of what the Government of India has offered to them in that current budget, for instance. Similarly, they are very scared as to, because it's like, risking their capital, risking their time, and like leaving their traditional professions and building up something different. So nurturing those new ideas and building that innovative capability and developing their risk-taking ability. So this personal mentoring, which actually gives them this expertise to develop their own ventures, is being done by us. So that's where we come in. Now, we being academicians can only give that life skill improvement to them. But what they need is like an insight into what kind of an industry they are walking into. So that is when we get them industry mentors. So the incubation center actually bridges a lot of gaps. It bridges the gap of all the government schemes, what the government has done, the schemes that are under the ease of doing business, the infrastructure facilities that the government has created, like the special economic zones and the export processing zones, which are offering a special ability for these new people who want to start up their own ventures. So getting them all this data. Similarly, you have this government e-marketplace, right? So nobody is aware that you can actually list up your products and the government becomes your client. And it is also transparent. So the transparency that the government has brought in has created a lot of confidence in all of us because we are aware of it, but we have to translate it down to the rural people who are not aware of it. So this awareness building is the first step. Once they're aware they want to do it, there is this risk. So we want them to get into this risk-taking ability. We help them. We don't just blindly ask them to start something. We do it in a guided manner, and that is when we have industry mentors who help them to build their own businesses. Last but not the least is agrarian businesses, right? Because like more than 50% of our economy is dependent on agriculture, and most of our population comes from that background. So it's we just had a grant for building up an STI hub. So we are actually getting into development of entrepreneurship at their own levels. We want our villages to be smart. We want our villages to be sustainable. And actually village economy has been quite green and sustainable. But now because of lack of resources and agriculture, which is dependent on climate, which is out of our control, obviously these people need employment. There is an increasing population in the villages. So we have growing villages, but we have to make them grow in a smart and sustainable manner. So we want to initiate startups where the villages are made more smart and sustainable and green. So they don't have to come to the urban places to sell their products. Their products can be consumed there and there. If there are some specialized products being produced, then we can help them with smart supply chain systems. So the government has its priorities in terms of infrastructure and basic sectors like education and skill development. So they're giving you these facilities, but translating it and operationalizing it and bringing it down to every single student studying in the villages or every single unemployed rural youth is where we step in. So we just blend all the facilities and the practices that the government is offering. And there are some government portals like MSME which also give you some sample reports, and they also give you some advices and some do's and don'ts of not doing a particular thing while you're starting your business. Similarly, there are these schemes where government gives you financial subsidies or some tax relaxations or some zero tax liability in case it's an export processing zone unit. So all these things have to be actually taken down to the villages, because they do come to urban institutions, but they do not go to the villages. So that is where the task is. And given the location of our university, we are very close to the urban-rural blend here. So we cater to the city of technology, which is Gurgaon, where we have technology startups being nurtured by us. We also have startups which are completely rural, and they help develop the village economy. So we are trying to have a multi-pronged strategy of increasing entrepreneurship at both the urban and the rural level.
At our school, we have taken a number of initiatives to foster the innovative culture, to foster the innovative thought process in our school. We have initiated a number of activities, like we have changed the entire curriculum in 2023 just to ensure that our curriculum is in line with the requirements of the industry. Other than the curriculum, which I'll be talking about what are the major components that we have introduced, we have also focused a lot of things, a lot of initiatives have been taken on activity-based learning. A lot of activities, like one of the flagship activities includes the Hack KRMU, which is the hackathon, which is at a national level. There are more than 500 students who participate at such a level. Similarly, we have a competition called Innovative Project-Based Competition, which we call it Mindbenders, which is nothing but an innovative project-based learning contest. Again, where we have enough number of students, more than 200 students who have participated and presented their innovative thought process. From the curriculum perspective, we have embedded number of components as per the requirements of the NEP 2020. Like we have started focusing more on the practical based learning. We have started focusing on the competitive coding. We have included the components like minor projects, major projects. Similarly, we have also induced startup projects, internship projects in our curriculum. We have focused a lot on the department electives where the students are allowed to work on the different domains like cybersecurity, AI, machine learning, data science, whether it is cloud computing. So the overall thought process is to enable a student to learn and also help our students to focus more on the self-learning component so that students can prepare themselves better for the industry, for the challenges which are ahead in front of him. Apart from this, we also believe that for all-round development of the students, the activity-based learning, the learning that comes from the activities is also important for his all-round development. So our activities are majorly focuses on the field-based projects where we allow our students to work on innovative projects. We allow our students to work as interns in various companies, and being in a hub of Gurgaon, we have the advantage of that. And similarly, we are organizing a number of workshops at regular intervals where the students are able to grab certain concepts. They can do hands-on experience on number of initiatives, number of thought processes. So overall, the school has been trying their best in terms of focusing and enabling the students to do hands-on work, to enable the students to work on innovative thought processes, to enable a student to apply his knowledge, to apply his theoretical knowledge into practical.
Design Thinking Lab at KEIC is a unique space for students to carry out their research and innovative work.
In KIC Foundation, we have one dedicated lab. The lab name is Design Thinking Lab. In this lab, we have a good set of equipments like 3D printer and laser cutter, and some development kits like IoT, drone, robotics, aeration, etc. So with the help of these development kits, so we cater the startup ideas, and also we allocate the mentors with the startups for the dedicated project idea. So with the help of startups, KIC Foundation wants to grow and wants to generate a one unicorn startup from the KIC Foundation.
So the design thinking labs and the setups like this actually provide a place for all those entrepreneurs out there to come together, to tackle the problems together, to innovate, and then come up with a new solution. And it's not about the end product of the solution always. It is about the journey that you take to deliver and to create that particular product or a service. And setups like this, the design thinking labs, give you that environment. These labs are actually the playground. It's a risk-free playground where people and the budding entrepreneurs can learn from their mistakes. They can actually prototype what they want to, any kind of product they are offering and they are trying to build. They can prototype, and they can also learn, because prototyping is an iterative affair. None of the product is delivered in one go, in one attempt. There has to be an iteration and the series of efforts that you put in, the series of iterations that you do together. So that's where the labs like this play a very, very important role, where the entrepreneurs can try certain offerings, can try new products, and can learn from what is not working in their product, and then can eventually think from a customer's perspective what might work and what may not work with the customers. So that's I think these setups like this, it's a very superb initiative which gives that kind of risk-free environment, risk-free zone to all the budding entrepreneurs out there to come forward, try their hands out, and they have any product in mind, come forward, create it, test it, and if it doesn't, even if it fails, then iterate it. Because entrepreneurship is nothing but another word of learning from your own mistakes. And there is no mistake which is blunder always. So mistakes are meant to happen. Humans are bound to make mistakes, but then it's all about learning from your mistakes and then improvising your product and making it available for the customers. And that particular product should always solve the problems that the major customers or the customer segment is facing.
Innovation in the field of agriculture and organic farming is also one of the top focus points of KEIC.
भारत एक कृषि प्रधान देश है और अभी भी 50% पॉपुलेशन के करीब कृषि में डायरेक्टली जुड़ी हुई है और बहुत सारी जो पॉपुलेशन है वो इनडायरेक्टली कृषि से जुड़ी हुई है। आज ना केवल आम किसान कृषि में व्यवसाय के रूप में ले रहा है और स्टूडेंट्स जो कृषि से संबंधित हैं और दूसरे जो डिपार्टमेंट्स हैं उनसे पढ़े हुए भी बच्चे इसको व्यवसाय के रूप में ले रहे हैं। अच्छी अच्छी जॉब छोड़ करके कुछ स्टार्टअप्स बच्चों ने की हैं जो बहुत सफल भी हो रहे हैं। आज का जो हमारा जो ये एजुकेशन का सिस्टम है उसमें हम ऐसे कोर्सेज को बढ़ावा दे रहे हैं जो बच्चों के लिए डायरेक्ट जॉब में मदद करते हैं और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप भी डेवलप करते हैं। तो हमारा एक ELP प्रोग्राम होता है, उसमें ICR के अनुसार हम यहाँ पे कोर्सेज चलाते हैं। इंडियन काउंसिल ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर रिसर्च का जो 5th डीन कमेटी है उसके अनुसार, तो उसमें 10-12 मॉड्यूल्स हैं जिसमें हम 2 जो है हमें कराने पड़ते हैं। तो हमने यहाँ पे बच्चों को ऐसे मॉड्यूल दिए हैं उनको इंटरेस्ट को देखते हुए और लोकल जो रिक्वायरमेंट है जिसमें वो आगे बढ़ सकते हैं। तो अभी हमने एक मशरूम कल्टीवेशन पे दिया है और ऐसे ही एक पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी पे है। तो ये बच्चों के इंटरेस्ट को देखते हुए हमने किया है। ये मशरूम यूनिट हमने यहाँ लगाई है और सिर्फ वो बच्चों को सिखाने के लिए नहीं, उसको हमने एक रजिस्टर्ड कंपनी बना दिया है जिसमें स्टूडेंट्स उसके शेयर होल्डर्स हैं, डायरेक्टर्स हैं और उसमें हमने कृषक मंगलम एग्रो प्राइवेट लिमिटेड हमने नाम दिया है। हमारी यूनिवर्सिटी का नाम KR मंगलम है, उसी से हमने ये नाम ले करके और इसमें हमारे चेयरपर्सन मिस्टर अभिषेक गुप्ता जी का भी श्रेय रहा है। उन्होंने ये आइडिया दिया कि सिर्फ इसको ELP की बजाय आप जो है इसको कंपनी की तरफ से की तरह इसको डेवलप करें और ताकि बच्चों को इसमें व्यवसाय की जो है ज़्यादा एक्सपीरियंस हो और वो इसको आगे बढ़ाएं काम को। तो अभी हमने मशरूम से जो शुरू किया है ये ELP से फिर कंपनी तक हम गए। इसमें अब हम विभिन्न एग्रो प्रोडक्ट्स को इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे मार्केट की डिमांड देखते हुए और जो सप्लाई है उसको देखेंगे और बीच में हम इसमें इसकी जो है मार्केटिंग करेंगे। जो क्वालिटी का प्रोडक्शन कर रहे हैं चाहे डायरेक्ट फार्मर से या प्रोसेसिंग के बाद वैल्यू एडिशन के बाद जो भी हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट शहर की है उसको मीट आउट करने के लिए हम इस कंपनी के माध्यम से हम मार्केट में करेंगे। और आगे कुछ चीज़ें जो आराम से यहाँ हो सकती है, जो फिजिबिलिटी रहेगी, उसकी प्रोडक्शन भी ये कंपनी करेगी और मार्केट भी करेगी। दूसरा जो ELP का था उसमें हमने पोस्ट हार्वेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी के लिए है जिसमें प्रोसेसिंग और वैल्यू एडिशन है। उसमें हम सीजनल फ्रूट्स और वेजिटेबल्स से विभिन्न उत्पाद बनाएंगे। हमारी यही लैब में सारी सुविधाएं हैं, हमारे पास फैकल्टी है जो उनको गाइड करेंगी, ट्रेन करेंगी बच्चों को और इस कंपनी के माध्यम से हम वो प्रोडक्शन करके और मार्केटिंग करेंगे। तो हमारा प्रयास ये है कि बच्चों को यहाँ पढ़ते पढ़ते उनको इतना ज्ञान हो जाए कि प्रोडक्शन का और मार्केटिंग का और उनकी आय बढ़े और उनका हौसला बढ़े और जब भी यहाँ से पास आउट हो जाएंगे तो अपनी कंपनी को चलाएं और आगे एक्सपीरियंस के आधार पर वो अपना और भी कोई बिजनेस शुरू कर सकते हैं। ये हमारी बटन मशरूम की यूनिट है। बटन मशरूम सर्दी के मौसम में अक्टूबर के महीने से लेके और मार्च तक यहाँ झोपड़ी में इस तरह जो टेम्परेरी अरेंजमेंट है उसमें भी लगा सकते हैं। अगर पूरे साल अगर आपने मशरूम लेनी है तो इसको फिर एयर कंडीशनड कमरे में किया जाता है। ये प्रोटीन का बहुत अच्छा सोर्स है और बहुत सी इसकी मेडिसिनल वैल्यू भी है और हमारे यहाँ बटन मशरूम को काफ़ी पसंद किया जाता है, ना केवल घरों में और शादी ब्याह समारोह में भी बहुत ही सब्जी के रूप में, स्नैक्स के रूप में, इसको ड्राई करके भी आप कुछ भी बहुत सारी चीज़ें इसे प्रोसेसिंग करके बना सकते हैं। ये हमने यूनिट अपने जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनके लिए ईएलपी प्रोग्राम होता है, उसमें हमने लगाई हुई थी। हम हर साल बच्चों को ट्रेनिंग के लिए, ताकि वो एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप की स्किल्स उनमें आए। और इस बार तो हमने क्या किया है कि हमने एक बच्चों की कंपनी बना दी है, और उस कंपनी के माध्यम से उनमें व्यवसाय के रूप में उसको सीखेंगे और आगे बढ़ाएंगे। और इसके बाद तुरंत बाद हम जो है दूसरी मशरूम होती है, धींगड़ी बोलते हैं उसको, ओएस्टर मशरूम, तो वो लगाने जा रहे हैं। जैसे ये फिनिश होगी हम ओएस्टर मशरूम इसके अंदर लगा देंगे। वो मार्च के से अप्रैल मई तक भी चल जाती है, क्योंकि उसको थोड़ा हाई टेम्परेचर में कोई परेशानी नहीं होती। और अगर हमने अप्रैल में महीने में, मई में, जून में करना है तो हमें इस यूनिट के लिए जाना पड़ता है। और इसकी हमें मार्केट, क्योंकि छोटी यूनिट थी, अपनी यूनिवर्सिटी में ही काफ़ी फैकल्टी और स्टूडेंट्स हैं, तो हमें इसकी बिक्री में कोई इसमें दिक्कत नहीं आई। और इस एक्सपीरियंस से जो हमारे स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनको काफ़ी कुछ सीखने को मिला। अब उनके हौसले बुलंद हैं और वो इसको बड़े स्तर पे करने के लिए बिल्कुल तत्पर है। और उस हमारी जो कृषक मंगलम एग्रो प्राइवेट लिमिटेड जो कंपनी बनाई है हमने मशरूम के बच्चों के साथ, उसमें हम अब धीरे धीरे दूसरे प्रोडक्ट भी जो ऑर्गेनिक है, नेचुरली ग्रोन है, उन सबको डायरेक्ट, जैसे वेजिटेबल्स, फ्रूट्स, या उनको प्रोसेसिंग के बाद अभी हम मिलेट्स भी इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे, जैम, जेली, स्क्वैश। अभी बेल का सीज़न आ रहा है, हम बेल स्क्वैश भी सब करने जा रहे हैं। तो इस कंपनी को बच्चों को जो है आगे बढ़ाने के लिए उसमें हमारी फैकल्टी भी इन्वॉल्व है। मैं भी उसमें डायरेक्टर हूँ और पूरी गाइडेंस हमारी रहती है। 2 साल तक जो हमारा KEIC फाउंडेशन यहाँ है, इंक्यूबेशन सेंटर है, उसके माध्यम से सपोर्ट भी मिलेगी और गाइडेंस भी मिलेगी। 2 साल तक यूनिवर्सिटी पूरी तरह सपोर्ट करेगी, यूनिट यहीं रहेगी और यहीं से हम इसको आगे बढ़ाते हुए 2 साल बाद हम इसको बाहर शिफ्ट कर सकते हैं।
For last at least 7 to 8 years, the Indian education system has been providing or focusing on innovation. That's because the government of India, under the leadership of our Honorable Prime Minister, has been a great catalyst to bring innovation ecosystem in the country, and ever since then it has been flourished. So today we find almost universities across the country have an innovation ecosystem developed in their respective universities. And apart from the university itself, if you look at the Indian ecosystem landscape, India is the third largest startup ecosystem in the world. And today, we have almost 111 unicorns. By 2023, it was 100, and it is poised to go beyond 500 unicorns in next couple of years. You know, the average investment is coming to the country in these startups is about $8 to $10 billion. And you would be surprised to know that by 2030, probably India will be the number one nation in startup ecosystem, because we also see the India becoming the third largest economy. So the growth of economy, the innovation ecosystem, and the government themselves being a catalyst is going to bring a huge dividends for the youth of our country. When I talk about Mangalam University, we have an ecosystem developed within the university to help our students to bring their innovative ideas, and we will help them to develop their startups and incubate them. So the great potential lies in innovative ideas, the young who could support not only in the cities but go across the rural areas, because there's a huge potential where students can not only help themselves but help those people who don't understand, who don't have access who are not all those educated. So therefore, they can make their life better.